Hey everybody, this is an interactive video lesson about writing and comparing decimals. All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to come over here and grab a pen. You can pick the color, it's up to you, okay? And just follow along with me for a few slides, okay? So here it says write the expression as a decimal, okay? So we're gonna take this big mess of a number and convert it, okay, into a decimal. And the big thing I want you to look at, okay, it's how it's really broken up into three parts. So here we have 3 times 1, okay, 5 times a tenth, and then 8 times a hundredth, okay? So what we're going to do is each one of these is going to have a certain place value in the number we're going to create, all right? So 3 times 1 is 3. I'm going to put a 3 right here, okay? 5 times a tenth is 5 tenths. Okay, and 8 times a hundredth is 8 hundredths. And if I were to add these all together, okay, I'll get 3 and 58 hundredths. All right, so there's our first one. Let's go on to the next slide. All right, now this one looks a little bit different, all right, but is it going to be done the same way? All right, so here we have 5 times 1 plus 8 times a tenth plus 2 times a hundredth. So again, let's break this into parts like this. All right, so again, 5 times 1 is 5. 8 times a tenth is 8 tenths. And then 2 times a hundredth is 2 hundredths. And again, if I were going to add these together, okay, it'd be 5 and 82 hundredths. All right, let's go on to the next slide. All right, now this time we're going to do the opposite. This time we're going to start with the decimal, okay, and we're going to write it in expanded form. All right, so we want our answer to look like what these were to start off with, okay? So here we have 7 ones, right? So this is going to be, okay, 7 times 1, okay? If you want to, we can put these in parentheses. And then to that, we're going to add, well, we have 9 tenths, right? So that's going to be 9 times 1 tenth plus we have 2 100ths. So it's going to be 2 times 100th. And then finally, we have a 5 in the thousandths place. So we have 5 of them. So it's going to be plus 5 times 1,000. Like that. Actually, I meant to have that parentheses be out like this. All right. So there it is in expanded form. Let's go on to our final slide, okay? Now that we know a little bit more about decimals, let's compare decimals, okay? So one way you can do it is just to say it out loud and just use common sense. So here we have 572 thousandths and 576 thousandths. So obviously 576 thousandths is larger, right? So I'm going to put the inequality sign like this, right? But if we didn't know that, what we could do is we could compare, okay, each place value. So for example, all right, notice we have a 0 and a 0 in the ones place. Well, they're the same. Well, we have a 5 and a 5 in the tenths place. They're the same. We have a 7 and a 7 in the hundredths place. They're the same. But once we get to the thousandths place, notice we have a 2 and we have a 6. And because 6 is greater than 2, okay, this decimal is going to be greater than this decimal. All right, the last one. We have 2 and 148 thousandths. And 2 and 139 thousandths. Okay, so again, let's compare. So the ones place we have a 2 and a 2, so they're the same. The tenths place we have a 1 and a 1, but when we get to the hundredths place we have a 4 over here and a 3 over here. All right, so because the hundredths place is larger on this number than this number, all right, the number to the left is larger than the number to the right. All right. So hopefully you're able to take some good notes here, and good luck with the rest of the problems, and have a great day.